Amen. So to commemorate our last Sunday of Black History Month, we have a young lady that is going to come with our Black History moment this morning, and that is Jada Hollingsworth. So can y'all put your hands together for her as she comes?
Good morning, church. Good morning. Okay. Happy Black History Month. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever heard of Josephine Baker, Zora Neale Hurston, Duke Ellington, Langston Hughes, W.E.B. Du Bois. Okay, very good. Well, I'm going to tell you what all these people have in common other than being Black. Each of these pillars of Black history played a significant role in the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was a flourishing of Black art, literature, music, and intellectual life in New York City from roughly 1918 to 1935. It was a period when Black creativity and identity were boldly expressed and celebrated. But it's easy to forget that the Harlem Renaissance unfolded during the Great Depression, a time of severe economic hardship. After the stock market crash of 1929, millions of Americans faced unemployment, poverty, and uncertainty. From 1929 to 1939, the nation was in a state of economic collapse. And yet, in the midst of that depression, in the midst of instability and uncertainty, Black people not only found hope, joy, and community, they found purpose. This reminds me of the Israelites during the Babylonian invasion in the book of Isaiah. They were facing pressure, uncertainty, and spiritual discouragement. Feeling afraid or overwhelmed would have made sense. But Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." God spoke through Isaiah to reassure his people that even though they were surrounded by danger and uncertainty, he had not abandoned them. God promised his presence, his strength, and his protection. Instead of immediately removing their struggles, he wanted them to trust in him while they were going through them. Sometimes uncomfortable situations can't simply be taken away. We don't see everything God sees. We don't know his full plan. But what we do know is that God can turn pain into purpose. Amen. The Israelites felt powerless and forgotten, but their exile became a turning point that would bring them closer to God. Likewise, although the Great Depression eventually weakened the Harlem Renaissance by reducing funding for the arts, the movement remained powerful. It confronted racism and stereotypes through creativity and intellect. It gave rise to jazz, literature, and visual art that globally reshaped Black culture. It laid the foundation for future activism and resistance. Their pain served a meaningful purpose. Today, in the current state of our country, and in honor of Black History Month, I want to emphasize that even though we may be going through an uncomfortable period and uncertainty surrounds us, God will ensure that our pain serves a purpose. Let us honor our history, not just by remembering it, but by continuing the work, creating, uplifting, and trusting God through every season. So if God is calling you to rise up, take action, speak out, be the change, or lead the charge, let him use you. The resilience, brilliance, faith, and determination of those who came before us are powerful examples of how small, consistent actions can spark pivotal change and renewal. And while forging a new path forward can sometimes seem overwhelming, it's important to stand firm in our faith and remember that our foundation is built on the solid rock of Jesus Christ. Just as he strengthened our ancestors through exile, depression, injustice, and instability, he will strengthen us now. And this brings me to a poem that I want to share called "The Smallest Stone." When you're standing against the wall, it's easy to assume that it's too tall. But like the Israelites, trust God with it all. And just like Jericho, you'll watch them fall. David didn't fear one thing, just God, some faith, a rock, and sling. Goliath mocked with sword and might, but God stepped in and won the fight. So when your mountain seems too wide, remember who stands on your side. You're not alone. You've been equipped. Your path, the battle's his, your path is lit. March around with prayer and praise, even through your hardest days. Speak God's truth and stand up tall. By faith and grace, those walls will fall. Your giants may be loud and near, but God is greater than your fear. He lifts the weak, he calms the skies. With him, the smallest stone can rise. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Amen. And by the way, if y'all didn't know it, Ms. Hollingsworth is also an author. Amen. 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 So we have an announcement.